everybody, welcome back to our episode of FSi DFS Fantasy NASCAR Picks. I'm your host, Mega Ruler 31. I'm on location this week, taking a little weekend off to go see my son down in Maryland with family. So I'm at a beautiful Airbnb recording this. So not the normal studio, so you might hear some voices in the background, some planes, some trains, some roosters, some other animals. So I apologize for that in advance. But got an Xfinity race day at Sonoma, 70 laps. It's going to be another speculation video because we did have practice, but we haven't had qualifying yet. So, again, we're just going to try to guess. But we had a road race last week out in Portland. Actually, some of our viewers did pretty well off the speculation videos. So, we'll continue to do these because even though I was wrong on some of the people like Sammy Smith, who I thought would be a great play, but had some engine trouble, some of the other ones came out really good, and people were able to cash and do quite well. So this one here, they've never raced at Sonoma before. It's the first time Xfinity's been there. You've got 7 Cup guys in the lineup also. So if you're new to these videos, you see a lot of crazy colors over here. The rust ones are kind of ringers, which are mostly the Cup guys this week. The blue ones are guys that are average to proficient. So they're not road course studs, but they're better than the average drivers. So, they'd probably be in the top 50% of road course guys here. So guys that don't struggle with this, that embrace road courses and have at times done really well. The yellow ones aren't like usual Xfinity drivers, but do have some road course experience. So we'll just break down the field. So how did I figure out everything today? I looked at last 4 road courses for the people. So actually not really having, it was hard to take like track history into consideration here because nobody's really driven in Sonoma, only a handful have. So I kind of did a combination of like Watkins Glen, which is actually another true road courses. I wasn't looking at like when they set up like cones on Daytona or the Roval at Charlotte or Indianapolis. I wanted to look at true road courses. So I looked at Circuit of Americas, Road Americas, Portland, and Watkins Glen to kind of get a feel. The Cup guys that are in here have been at Sonoma, so I used some of their Sonoma data also. So if you look and see like, hey, none of these Cup guys ran at Coda 23 or Portland, it should actually be Portland 23 because that was the race, then it was probably their 2022 or 2021 Sonoma data, just so I'd have something in there to factor. Next to where I have the plays listed, you'll see last week I took their start and finish and their differential just to kind of call that out too for road race in Portland, because I think, it was just one race ago. The tracks are not exactly identical, but they're road courses. So, and then I looked at like their overall road course rank. So let's just get into this and see what we got. And so first off, I think, Kyle Larson is obviously the best road course driver that's out here. Looks really good in practice. Will probably get the pole or probably have a dominant car, even though you don't really need a lot of dominating points here because you only have 79 laps. So there's not a ton of fast laps and stuff. If you capture them, it's gravy. It's more about finishing position. And Sonoma, you can pass, but it's kind of difficult. So if you find place differential, then that's one thing. And we'll just have to really look, because last week we had some really good drivers that failed inspection or had some issues with their cars, and they started way back in the pack. And they absolutely, it was in Sam Mayer and Brandon Jones, starting the 30s and ended up, with a ton of place differential. So if that happens again in practice of qualifying, then those are going to be your prime plays. And probably whoever the one on the pole is that has a chance to go out there and just lead laps and potentially stay up front, because we've seen like Sonoma races where it's been really like boring at times sometimes, where the leaders are out there and like nobody can really unless they blow a corner or something. And we did see a lot of guys off the track, but the ones that did the best, that are probably going to be up in the top 5 or 6 qualifying, are the ones that understand the track and are probably not going to make those mistakes. So Larson, I definitely, merits his price tag. He's definitely the head of the class here. Is in a really good car, the 17 from Hendricks Motorsports. and he just has done really well. So I'm definitely gonna lock him in there. Creed, I had the poll last week, ended seventh. I believe he got spun out by like Parker Kligerman. It wasn't really good driving by Kligerman. He's been decent on road courses. 10th overall, though. I think you can play him in cash depending on where he qualifies. He has a way of actually trying to. He's a little bit more aggressive. He'll move people out of the way. So I can see him moving up if he starts further on. If he starts second, I don't know. It's didn't have one of the top 5 cars in my opinion in practice, even though he had like the second highest like practice speed just by like the eyeball test. So I think he's good at these races, and if he starts outside the top 5, I think he's a better play. AJ Allmendinger has won, I think, like 5 out of the last 7 or 8 road course. When he drove for Xfinity, he is probably one of the best skilled road course drivers out there. If Larson was not in the field, he would be like the hands down favorite for this one. So I would probably try to start my lineup Larson and Allmendinger, but I'll just have to see how things go, because if there's a bunch of other good plays, then I might just have to pick between one of the two of them if I'm trying to get the place differential in, because sometimes you need to trade this like a plate track race if there's place differential to be gained. But if not, then you want guys towards the top that are going to finish well. Cole Custer, yes, he won last week, but I think if some of the other guys didn't take each other out, that he wouldn't have. He's gotten better road course. He's ranked 6 here. I can't quite give him the blue tag. If he does well in this one, I'll give him the blue tag. He's really close to getting it, but he says up to down this season. He did look good in practice here, so and did seem to have good long run speed. He and Allmendinger seemed to be like two of the best that I thought that stayed out there and didn't have as much fall off. Again, some of the other guys were falling off the track and stuff, and it was just like not a clean practice. So I really can't tell you. And maybe some guys will make some adjustments and things will be better, but I think that definitely he's in play for that. Ty Gibbs, like he was really good on road courses also when he was up in Xfinity. His last 2 ones here, top 5 running, 3rd overall composite average on road courses. So I think he's one to consider. Parker Kligerman started 14th, ended 14th last week. He made his way up through the field, and we've seen him start like dead last in like truck races and road courses and some Xfinity ones. But he's just overly aggressive, makes no apologies for it. And I think that might come back and bite him. So I think he's a risky play. I like him as a GPP player. I think he'll probably be one of the first guys in my GPP lineup. I can't in good conscience play him cash. His overall like median finish ranking is 30th. So I'm going to be very cautious with him. But again, he did look good in practice. He is probably a top 5 car there. Eric Almirola, no thank you. He's up here to get practice. He's in a Ryan Sieg car. I think Sieg has enough points in this car to get him in, but if he doesn't make it in speed, maybe he's 7th in practice here. That's how I have him in their starting position here. This is an official starting. It's just how they ranked in practice. So, if he continues to have that speed in qualifying, he should be good. If he messes up qualifying, then he might be on the outside looking in, because there's 3 cars that won't make this race. Austin Hill, like I think he's been solid. If you take out like Coda and like Watkins Glen, he was like really good in truck race. He won them, so I think he also could do well here. 12th overall all ranking. Last week he made up 3 positions, started 8th, finished 5th in the top 5. So again, I think you can consider him in cash. Ross Chastain, I think he's out for practice. This 91 car has not done well. He's run it quite a few times this season in Xfinity. It's just been average. His road course numbers are decent in Cup, but if you look at his overall composite, it's like 28th. So I don't think I'm going to be interested in Ross Chastain at all here. If he beats me, he beats me. Daniel Hemrick started 11th and got in a wreck. He just seems to find trouble on road courses here. If you look at like his numbers, average running position 28th, 21st, like he did good COTA this year, but I think that was just like kind of like an outlier. So I'm not really interested in Daniel Hemrick. Chandler Smith. This guy, I consider him for prime plays. If you see the whole board, I only have one prime play up there, and that's Larson. But Chandler Smith is definitely in consideration for it. Last week started 7th, finished 9th, 8th overall. He's gotten better on road courses, so definitely someone to keep your eye on where he starts. John Hunter Nemechek, not interested, and he was up there. He was leading. He was doing well. Started 4th, ended up 10th, but he again is not as bad as like Hemrick, but seems to find trouble on road courses or not judge corners correctly. Even the Truck Series, he wasn't great on road courses, so he's a GPP for me. Riley Herbst, the same thing, started 12th. He and Hemrick just seem to find issues on road courses, so I can't play him. Josh Berry, I think I'm gonna give Josh Berry the other prime tag because I don't know, it's hard. We'll wait till the end and I'll figure out who the prime. But he's in consideration here also. He finished 2nd at Portland last year. He finished 3rd last week. He has strong cars, only 8K. He's getting better at road courses. He's got really good equipment, so really like him. So I think, Sears or Chandler Smith could be the other prime place. I'm just going to put I'll put their number in purple just to kind of remind me. Actually, I'll put them in where's the prime blue color? I'll put the prime candidates in blue hair as we talk out this slate. Sammy Smith, I had him as a prime play last week, and again, he had the engine trouble. I thought in the Gibbs car, but with all these Cup guys in here, I'm not as interested, but he looked really good at Circuit of the Americas. He was really good at Watkins Glen last year, so 13th overall. He's definitely somebody to consider. I think he's going to be a cash play, but I don't think that that he's someone I want to go further prime. I think it's a much better deal to go with Chandler Smith. You're saving $600 more there, and Josh Berry, of course, is all going to be with how they qualify and starting position, but Smith will definitely be in my cash player pool. Daniel Suarez, he's won at Sonoma before in Cup. I just don't like this car here because this SS Greenlight Racing car has had many mechanical issues this year. It should have enough to get in on speed qualifying, but he's one of the ones that could be on the outside looking in if he blows practice. I think the 8 Scott would be the steeper hill to climb, but the 7 I think is like one that could potentially be in danger also. Josh Bilicki, like he teaches people how to drive on road courses, but he's not the greatest road course driver. He's ranked 33rd overall, like look 17th in practice. This 36 card again is another one that could potentially not qualify. So we'll just have to see how he does there, but not really interested in playing him. Parker Wrights. I think this is the one I'm going to make a prime play. This kid looks like Peter Parker from Spider-Man. Kind of like the undercover guy with his like glasses and everything, and then he gets in the car and becomes a superhero. Last week started 23rd, finished 17th. Like he's been solid, 17th overall, so he's top 20. He's only 5,600. And he's really shown that he can do well in anything he does. Jordan Anderson Racing has been a really good program, and Jordan Anderson was decent on road courses also. So I think he's got some good mentorship there. So I think if you need to save some money, especially if you're trying to get 2 or 3 of these 10K guys in here, he's one of the cheapest guys on the board. And I think like skill wise, and from what I've seen, sign me up at 56. If he starts 20th and finishes 20th, then that's enough for me. That should be should be plenty. So, I mean, if he starts in the top 5, I might have to rethink this. But he's a guy that's kind of throughout the season where you're like, oh man, he's starting too high, he's starting like 7th, but he'll like end 7th. So I think he's figured out. Yeah, I don't think he's going to go out there and be like super aggressive and dominate, but I think he's one that can hold his own and get into the flow of traffic and figure things out and figure out the car and be able to maintain his position very well. Brett Moffitt is a no, 40th overall on road course. I know he made up I think I have this flipped here. I think he finished 12th and started 19th. So I think he gained 7 places, but regardless, it wasn't you know, by any means like an outstanding performance for him. So Brett Moffitt, I'm usually Brett Moffitt whisperer, and this is the time on road courses not to play him. Jeremy Clements, I think, is another one that I would consider for a prime play in the value. So now we're looking for a third prime play. So I'm going to mark Clements here. He's been solid on road courses. He's only 6,500. And again, he's kind of like Parker, just a little bit more expensive and a lot more experience, where he can hold his own and definitely probably finish where he starts or make up some spots if he starts down. So really like him on road courses here. Sam Mayer did an amazing job, started 36, got up through the field, finished 3rd at 8,600. I think he's another one in strong consideration for a prime play as the 3rd prime play for a road course. Again, it's all going to depend on where he starts the race. Justin Allgaier, he's good on road courses, but like if I'm paying 10K for a guy, give me Ty Gibbs, who's done really well here. Give me Allmendinger, give me Larson. Maybe I'd even like rather drop down to like maybe like an Austin Hill. I think the pricing here is so. Let me see where he qualifies. Like if he qualifies all the way down here in the 20s, then there's some upside and I can get him in potentially. But I think like an Allgaier, Parker Klingeman GPP lineup is decent. Connor Mosaic, this is another one to really pay attention. I don't think I could put the prime tag on him, but I'll just put the color over here just so like if you go back and quickly like review this video at the end or take a screenshot of it, just for guys to kind of look out for. This is another great value play, I think. Hasn't run a ton of road courses, but the ones he has, he's been solid. And Sam Hunt Racing is a decent program. Definitely a cash play. He started 11th, finished 8th. Another guy that kind of held his own. So, and I think there's a reason he's not quite a ringer, but I think that his road course experience is why he's in this car this week. Sage Karam, not really interested in. Didn't run last week, 36th overall. GPP to a fade. Brad Perez, same thing, 4,600. These Emerald Gaze cars break down and might not even be on the lead lap. Mechanical problems might be even a start and park here. It's a GPP to, I don't know, I might put the fade tag on him. I just think he's dangerous. Alex Labbe I really like, and I toyed with putting him as a prime play also, but the 7K range I think might just be no man's land because you're really gonna need some value. So unless you go in the balance lineup, like start 15th, finish 11th, like 15th overall, he's just been always decent on road courses. So it all depends on where he starts here. And he's in the 29. So this is a RSS car. It's not the car. So should be decent equipment too. And I think that's a huge bump. Brandon Jones, again, tore through the field, got up to 17th after starting 37th, but he's aggressive. He's not a really good road course guy, even though he has a 9th overall, like, and just overall in his career. So I think he's a GPP play. If he starts deep in the field again, might be the 3rd guy that I throw in there with Allgaier and Klingerman, but not super interested. Kyle Weatherman has been good on road courses at 5,500, depending on where he starts. If he starts outside the top 20, I think he's definitely a great play in cash. Anthony Alfredo, not interested on any course. and BJ McLeod car. Kaz Gralla has been good on road courses, but it's really taken a step back recently, so I'm not interested in him. GPP. Jed Burton, another Jordan Anderson, has taken a step forward this year in this car. The price is decent. I mean, people love playing him as a punt play. If he starts outside the top 25, then I think definitely lock him in as a great value play. But if he starts in the top 20 or so, like between 20 and 25 would be kind of iffy. If he starts in the top 20, I'm not interested. Dylan Luplow, not interested in either. This Alpha Prime car should have enough owners points to be able to qualify, but that's the big flying around here. Blaine Perkins, I think you can play him in cash. This our motorsports car did really well last week. Started 27th, finished 15th. Great, gained 12 place differential points. So again, I'm not going to color him as it is the prime color, but this is another one I really want you to watch for a good value if you're trying to get the 2 or 3 10K guys in. Brandon Poole's a fade. Don't trust this car. If he didn't have more points than I would be surprised if the 6 qualifies and if Ty Dillon in the 4 doesn't qualify, if Ty Dillon jumps into the 6 for Brandon Poole, just because obviously they paid to try to get him some more experience on this road course. Josh Williams is decent on road courses. He started 28th last week. He's ended up 16th. He's just been a quiet, solid guy that you can plug into your lineup. So let me color him in also as another value play to consider. Ryan Sieg, same thing too. Last week started 24th, ended up 18th. I don't know why he looks so bad in practice here. Again, maybe just hasn't seen the course. Maybe just needs some more repetition on it. But if he's starting this far back, I guess he's another one to potentially consider as who you want in your cash lineup at 61 is not bad. Joe Graff's always a no for me on any track. Jeffrey Earnhardt potentially. Last week he started 31st and he made it up to 19th. Usually not good on road courses. Usually doesn't get out of the 20s. Usually doesn't qualify well. But if he's a punt, I think he's more of a GPP play than a cash play. And Mason Filippi here. A 66 car is the worst card in the field. Even if he does qualify, I don't think he's going to do well. Ty Dillon was only 37th in practice. I think he's on the cusp of not making it unless he takes his teammates Brandon Poole's ride if that one qualifies, because I think the 6 has more owners points than the 4 does. Leland Honeyman, Emerald Gage Racing, I think is another one that's on the only 39th in practice. If he can't make it in on speed, I think that he's going to be out of it. So my guess of who's not going to make this race is going to be the 66, the 4, and the 35, but we'll see what happens. But I said, the other guys in trouble could be Daniel Suarez in the 07, Weatherman in the 08, and I think the 26 was the other one, that Blicky. So those are the ones that I don't think would make it. So that's what I've got for you. If you have any questions, you can put them in the chat below. Hit me up at Ruler31 on Twitter. If you want to get the full breakdown after, with what my final plays are, what my final prime plays are going to be for this, you can subscribe to our package. It's only $5 a week. I think it's only like $10 or $15 per the whole month. So you can get the information on that in the description of the video. Go to FSi DFS.com and sign up. Again, it's really cheap. And then let's see, what else do we have? We got the Cup coming up at Sonoma, so should be able to get that video out tonight. I'll be traveling back home, so I'll either do it late tonight when we get home or get up early tomorrow and get that out for you also. But we will have practice and qualifying for that, so we will know what the exact order is and be able to break that one down. accurately. Although I think, these speculation videos again have been great to talk out the drivers, the slate, and just look at different data stuff and find some nuggets. And a lot of things have lined up as soon as the actual has happened. So I think, we're on a good path here. Let's say that. So if we're helping you, then please help us back. Like the video, subscribe to our channel if you haven't already, so you know when our videos are coming out, and share with your friends. And I think it's very important to subscribe to our channel, because we're talking about trying to use our technology to make some shorts. Can't promise I'm going to do it today, but in the future, when we have these same day qualifying things, I might be able to bang out like a 30-second to 60-second video and just update the prime plays and let you know some other great plays, great fades, any other news that you might need when you're trying to build your lineup there, and the like hour and a half that you might have at the end of qualifying when you get the true starting order, and when the race actually starts. So appreciate everybody watching. Hope everybody has a great weekend. Good luck in your contest. And I will see you next time.